Welcome to Summarize Science. Have you ever seen a complex 3D object in a video game or a robot simulation and wondered how it was made? Traditionally, it's a very difficult and time-consuming process, especially if you want that object to behave realistically. But a new research paper introduces a system called PhysX-Anything, which can create a fully physical, simulation-ready 3D model from just a single, normal photograph. You can see it right here. You provide a simple image, and it generates a detailed 3D asset that understands its own moving parts and physical properties. So, how does it pull this off? Most 3D generation AI struggles because the data for a detailed 3D object is huge. The researchers behind PhysX-Anything developed a very efficient way to represent 3D geometry, reducing the amount of data by over 190 times. This allows them to use a powerful vision language AI, which essentially has a multi-round conversation with itself to build the object. First, it analyzes the image to understand the object's overall information, like its size, materials, and how its parts are supposed to move. Then, in subsequent rounds, it generates the specific 3D shape for each individual part. And the results are seriously impressive when compared to previous methods. Here you can see a side-by-side comparison for a few different objects. Older methods might get the basic shape right, but they often fail to capture the correct scale, articulation, or material properties. PhysX-Anything, on the other hand, produces models that are not only geometrically accurate, but also physically plausible. For example, it correctly estimates the absolute size of an object, something other models were off by a huge margin. This ability to generalize also extends to images found in the wild on the internet. Even with varied lighting and backgrounds, the system consistently creates high-quality 3D assets that are far more realistic than the competition. The researchers even conducted user studies, and the results confirmed that people found the outputs from PhysX-Anything to be much more believable. But here's the really cool part. What can you do with these models? Because they are simulation-ready, they can be dropped directly into physics engines to train robots. This page shows a variety of robotic manipulation tasks, like opening a door, closing a laptop, and even carefully folding a pair of eyeglasses. These are complex, contact-rich tasks that require the 3D models to be physically accurate. Being able to generate these training environments from simple images could massively speed up robotics development. So, to recap, the PhysX-Anything framework is a major leap forward. It's the first system that can take a single 2D image and create a high-quality, physically grounded 3D asset that's ready for simulation. It achieves this through a powerful AI and a highly efficient new way to represent 3D data. The implications here are huge. Imagine being able to rapidly create vast, diverse, and realistic virtual worlds for training AIs, or for creating the next generation of interactive games and metaverses. This work bridges a critical gap between just looking at the world and actually being able to interact with it virtually. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to Summarize Science for more breakdowns of the latest research.